Guys, welcome to your complete crash course on how women are earning six-figure incomes by closing high ticket sales deals. Not only that, but also how you can become a high ticket closer too, and if this is even right for you. Because I'm sure you've probably heard on social media women talking about how they're in high ticket sales and how they're a high ticket closer, and you're probably wondering, okay, what even is this to begin with? And two, is it even right for me? And if you don't know who I am yet, my name is Sam. I am a high ticket closer. I went from zero to over $20,000 in my first month as a high ticket closer. And now I am here to teach you how you can do the same. So let's get into it. First off, what even is a high ticket closer? So a high ticket closer is a sales professional who conducts sales calls and closes deals for businesses selling premium programs, coaching, or services that are typically priced between $3,000 to $50,000. It could be more depending, but that's really your average range. And you earn a commission on every sale you close without needing your own product or business because it's an expert, a business owner, an influencer, a coach, whoever's product or business. It's not yours. So you don't have that liability. So how is this different than a traditional 9-to-5 job? So a 9-to-5 job has a fixed salary with limited growth, right? So you're told, hey, you can get promoted, but you're probably only going to get to a certain point and then you're cut off. And it could take years. It could take your lifetime up until retirement to even hit those points. And you're usually looking at maximum a couple six figures. So that's one thing. The other is you're either commuting, so you could be having to drive or take the train to an office. And even if you're not, even if you're remote, you're still dealing with office politics. So I'm sure you have group calls and check-ins, and you're probably being watched on Slack or on Microsoft Teams to make sure you're active and actually working, that your green dots on. So income is capped by your time. So, right, you're trading your time for money. You're told, okay, you have to work this amount of hours, like say you're full-time, 40 hours a week. And if you're on salary, you could be, hey, told 40 hours a week, that's full-time, right? But you could probably be putting in more than that a week. When I was in a senior level position at a tech startup, I was making $5,000 a month and I was working like 50 hours a week. So again, that's just the way it is. And you don't have flexibility for family or really for life. Like if you want to go to Pilates in the middle of the day, it's probably a pain. And that's probably your 1 hour that you have throughout the entire day to take a lunch break. And if you're in the office, like that's even harder to do. And also when you get off of work, you're probably burnt out. You probably don't want to go socialize or do anything but just chill and then do it all over again the next day. And somebody else controls your schedule. So you're told by a boss, like, hey, this is your schedule. You have to work these hours or bye. As a high ticket closer, one, you're earning anywhere between $500 to $5,000 per sale, which is going to be a 10 to 20% commission. And again, it could be more depending on how much the program or service is being provided is priced at. If it's over, let's say it's $60,000, then you'd be making it a $6,000 profit or commission. You can work from home or anywhere in the world. I mean, I was in Europe for a few weeks this summer and I worked there and it was a vibe for sure. Unlimited earning potential. So you really get to decide, okay, how many calls do I want to take? How open do I want my schedule to be? You get to decide. So if you want to earn more, open up more hours in your day and take more calls. Or if you have a day where you're just like, I just want to have a day to myself, I'm going to go to the spa or I'm going to be traveling, block your schedule off. Nobody's going to care. So again, that's a flexible schedule on your life. On top of that too, if you want to block your time out a few times a day to go to Pilates and to go grab coffee and lunch and not have to be on a call, you can do that. You don't have product creation or fulfillment. That is handled by the expert, coach, business, influencer, whoever created the program. That's their job to do. So once you close the deal, that's all. That's all you're in charge with. So here's the math that changes everything. So this is going to make it very clear for you guys. This is what you can earn as a high ticket closer. So let's say very conservatively, you're only doing 5 sales a month. And on average, for me, my calls run about an hour long. Sometimes for different programs, it could be 45-minute calls. They could be 30-minute calls. So when looking at this, if you're selling a $10,000 program, which I say is very standard for a high ticket program, that is $5,000 a month, just 5 sales. That's just 5 calls. 5 calls is all you need to close to make $5,000 a month. Again, you don't want to just make $5,000 a month, but I'm trying to show you guys how simple it is to hit those numbers. And that's at a 10% commission too. So an average amount is going to be a $10,000 program at 10% commission, which is, again, $1,000 per sale, but that's $10,000 a month. Or if you're a top performer, let's say you're doing 20 sales and even that expensive. There's programs that go up to $50,000 plus dollars. $15,000 program at 15% commission. Let's say you're just really great and they give you 50% commission. That's $2,250 per sale. That's $45,000 a month. All right. Is it starting to make sense? And let's just back up a little bit. Let's say that you're still selling a $10,000 program at 10% and you do 15 sales a month. That's 15 sales. That's literally 15 hours of your time. If you think about that, like that's technically 2 full work days. Only 2 full work days that you'd have at your 9 to 5. So now let's get into who you can work with as a closer. And again, high ticket closers are in high demand across many industries. So these businesses need skilled closers to handle sales while they focus on delivery and growth. Because you think about it, if you're running a program and you're the expert, let's say you're TGR and you're an expert at trading. So you're focusing on teaching trading. So you're not going to be handling sales calls. That's why they need closers. So here are the examples of what these businesses are. So number 1 is coaching and consulting. So with coaching and consulting, these are life coaches, they're business coaches, they're consultants. For example, the types of programs that you would close would be like a life coaching program or business coaching, career consulting, health and fitness coaching. Mission. The next is online course creators. So you'll help course creators sell high ticket masterminds and group programs. So think of these as mastermind groups. So people who get together and do like 3 hours of classroom work, for example. That's a mastermind. Group coaching, hop on different group calls. So they'll have a group call calendar. That's what group coaching is. Certification programs or high-end courses. Agency and service providers. So these are done-for-you services and premium agency packages. So marketing agencies, web designer development, branding services, sales systems. And then there's expert or thought leaders. So these are going to be authors, speakers, and industry experts. So VIP days, retreats, done with you programs, private mentorships, you name it. So how does this partnership work between you and the business? So they're going to provide you leads, so people who are already ready to buy or interested in buying what's being provided. Product, so the product, of course, will be provided to you. You don't have to create it yourself. Training, so training on product knowledge, so you know exactly what you're selling, and training on how to properly sell if maybe they already have a sales team that they've been working with for a while, which most will, and they already have standard questions that they're having them ask during the discovery, and a CRM, so a way for you to manage your different calls and be able to do follow-up and have everything really in one place to make sure that you know who you talked to, who you haven't talked to, people to follow up with. So that's really your way of managing leads and ongoing support. You close. That's really it. You close. You conduct sales calls and enroll qualified prospects, and then you earn. So you earn that 10 to 20% commission on every sale that you make. Here is your simplified 6-step roadmap if you're in high ticket sales training already, or if you're about to join one in order to hit 10K plus a month. So number 1, you're going to complete your training, but not just complete it and go step by step, but actually absorb what the program teaches to the best of your ability. So number 1, you're going to show up to every single training call and take notes. So depending on the type of program you're in, you either will have group calls or you'll have group calls and you'll have one-on-one calls. So for my program, I offer group calls and I also offer one-on-one mentorship with myself. So depends on your type of learning style. Number 2, complete all role play exercises with other students. Ask someone to partner up with you and do a role play together outside of a call. You're just going to learn quicker by bouncing ideas off of each other and being able to have a relationship with someone else who is doing what you're doing is fun. Like that's what it's all about. Number 3, study the sales scripts and frameworks provided, not word for word though. Record yourself practicing and review your performance. This was very tough for me. I hate listening to myself talk, but you will catch things so much quicker and you will learn your little things that you do on your calls. Like I used to say all the time. So caught myself doing that when I re-listened to my calls and now I don't do it anymore. So just a quicker way to learn. And then ask questions and get feedback from mentors. I love when I'm asked questions. If you're not asking me questions, I think that you're either not in it or you just don't really care to learn as much as you should. So ask me anything. That's all that I'm all about. Key insights. Don't wait until you feel 100% ready. 80% ready is enough to start. You'll never be 100% ready. Just the rule of the game. You never will. The best learning happens on real calls, not just in training. That's why role plays are important because it's the closest thing to being on a real call. All right, step 2, get your first client. So you are going to use your training program's job board or community. So if you are in a program that doesn't have a job board or some sort of network in order to apply for roles, not good, okay? Number 2, reach out to 10 to 20 coaches or course creators in your niche. So if you want to go above and beyond and you want to really put yourself out there, go ahead and do some Instagram DM outreach. You're going to want to do it the right way though, which is what I teach in my program as well. But if you really want to, let's say you're super into fitness, you want to be on a fitness offer, and maybe there's not the right fitness offer available on your job board that you have available to you right now, go ahead and do the outreach. Number 3 is create a simple intro explaining what you can do for them. So no matter what you apply for in the sales space, whether it be a setter role, a closer role, any niche, you are going to want to have an intro video where you are essentially pitching yourself. So I had to do it before. Everyone has had to do it at some point. And you're going to want to record a different one for every single position you apply to. You want to stand out. So, and again, it takes 1 minute of your time. And once you do it once, you can do it over again way easier. So key insights, your first client doesn't have to be perfect. You need more reps more than you need revenue. So get the experience because then from there, sales is indefinite. You can make as much money. Step number 3, take your first 10 sales calls. So these are your action items. Number 1, review each prospect's application before the call. You want to know as much as you can about this person before you hop on the call so that you can pull it up and be like, I was reviewing your form and I saw that you experienced X, Y, and Z, or I see that you've done this before, that before, whatever it is. Follow the sales framework you learned in training, of course. Record your calls with permission and review them. So for me, when I'm on a sales call, I have a little tool called Fathom. It's like an AI recorder. It breaks down sales notes for you too, which is comes in super handy. And that already is shown to someone when they get on the call. So you don't need to like verbally ask for permission, but it already does it really for you because it says, hey, recording this call. Number 4, track your conversion rate and identify patterns. So you want to not only keep track of, okay, how many calls per day have I closed? What percentage am I at as far as my close rate goes? But you also want to identify the patterns that are keeping you from closing deals. 5, debrief with your mentor or training group after each call. So after each call, you want to break down, okay, what do I need to improve? What did I do good? What can I do differently? What do I want to keep consistent? What patterns are actually beneficial for me? So how do you know if high ticket sales is going to be right for you? So let's check some boxes here. Number 1, you're in or joining a quality high ticket sales training program. So knowing, hey, once I get this training, I'm going to be able to be placed on an offer. I'm going to be able to succeed. That's, of course, number 1, the most important tool because you need to learn how to properly sell. It doesn't matter what your background is. It doesn't matter if you've had sales experience, if you don't even have a high school diploma. It doesn't matter, because as long as you can commit and you're in a training program that can get you to where you need to go, that's already half the battle. Number two, you can dedicate 15 to 25 hours a week to take calls and improve. Pretty simple. I mean, that's part-time. 3, you're okay with commission-only income, no guaranteed salary. I'm sorry, but the simple fact of the matter is that wealthy people don't have salaries. So if you're a business owner someday, you're working on your own commission. So number 4, you can handle hearing no without taking it personally. This is something that I work on with my girls. So this doesn't just come naturally most of the time. You have to really kind of train yourself to look at no as data versus a comparison to your self-worth. Number 5 is you're self-motivated and can manage your own schedule. This is really key. You need to be able to motivate yourself. And I have different tips and tricks that I give in order to get yourself in that mindset every single day. But you're going to want to have to commit to that. Become self-motivated. Become engaged and excited for every call. And ways that you can determine if high-ticket closing is not right for you. You need guaranteed income from day one. It'll probably take a few days once you're on an offer and actually taking sales calls to make money. But once you start to see that money, it comes fast. So remember that. Next is you're not willing to invest in training or mentorship. I'm sorry, but if you don't have any experience in sales, if you don't have high-ticket sales experience specifically, you are more than likely not going to be placed on an offer or be able to be placed on an offer. Even if you try to interview for an offer, they're going to know that you have zero experience. Fact of the matter is. Next, you're not willing to invest in training or mentorship. So if you don't have any experience, you need to be trained. And I continuously invest in mentors because you don't know what you don't know. Key. And you're going to be you take 2 sales calls and you already made your money back, most likely. You can't handle rejection or sales conversations. So if sales really irks you so much, maybe it's not right for you. And the fact of the matter is you are not going to close every single call. That's just the name of the game. And you're going to have to realize that rejection is not a reflection of your self-worth. Again, it happened. Not every single person is going to be a fit. So if you can handle all the above, high-ticket closing might actually be right for you.